Hey everyone, my name is Kelly Laverty with Be Rooted Dance Movement Therapy, and it's another Movement Monday. And this week we are continuing our work on nervous system regulation and ways to notice the movement patterns that have us stuck and holding tension in the body, right? Our nervous system's job is to protect us, and our body's job is to protect us, and it does that in so many different ways. But the constant stress and overwhelm and anxiety of our world can create patterns of holding, of tensing, of freezing. And I hear so often from my clients, I think it's the number one complaint or response that they have to stress, to fear, is the tense, is the freeze, okay? And wanting to know how to get out of that, wanting to know how to just let go and be free, or just kind of release it all, right? We want that, but at the same time, that is really scary for our body and for our mind. Our body actually, a lot of times, loves that feeling. If you can just join me of just kind of letting go and just kind of exhaling, right? But the mind is saying, nope, we don't do that. We hold, we keep contained and have ourselves together, always in control. I'd love to hear in the comments if you connect with this, if you relate, because this is what most midlife women that I work with are dealing with. We are overworked, overstressed, overwhelmed, and needing to learn how to let it down, how to soften and come out of that place in our body, okay? But you can't force it. And so today I want to just teach you a simple exercise to start noticing how our body wants to soften, but when it is forced, when we are judging it, we are trying to beat it into change, it doesn't want to, it fights back. That is our fight flight response. We are not gonna just let go when we feel threatened. So we have to take the threat away. We have to encourage some softening and create safety in that process. So your mind might be like, I don't know what you're talking about. How do I feel safe in my body? It's not a place I want to go to. So I want to invite you just with your hands to practice this. And I want you to take a fist and just notice. Notice the energy it takes. Notice how it feels. Notice everywhere else in your body that tenses as you take a fist. How hard it is to hold that, or how it might be like, no, I'm always in this position all the time. So just notice for you, this might hurt after a while. You might need to kind of wiggle or, come out of it. But often, if you've tried progressive muscle relaxation, that's a technique where you tense and you push, 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 push until the edge of exhaustion, until you have to start to release. And it helps people to realize, okay, I can go the other direction. This is what it feels like to open up, to let out tension. And this is really great if you don't even know that you're tense. Progressive muscle relaxation is a great awareness tool to be like, oh, I didn't even notice that my shoulders were tense. I hold them that way and I didn't even know. But once we know and we have that tension, it's really hard to let it go if we continue needing to push it to the point of exhaustion in order to release. Exhaustion and tiredness is often our go-to for being able to stop and pause. And that is not a great response pattern in our body. Our body needs to know how to let down and soften and come into rest before it is exhausted, because at that point it's too late. Our body is overwhelmed at that point. We need to allow breaks, allow being prior to that. So what I want you to do is when you have your fist, this time, I want you just to take one of your hands and just wrap it Just hold it. And just notice what happens. I'm not trying to squeeze it. I'm not trying to like change it or move it or push it. I'm just wrapping, just supporting. And I don't know about you, but you might find that fist is not as held. When I put a hand here and say, I'm with you, I'm here, it's subtle, but my hand releases. Not all the way, and that's not the goal. The goal is not to push it to the other extreme. The goal is just to allow some shifting from the frozen tense to just softening and noticing that our body, when supported, when it feels the support and the holding of I'm there, someone is there with you, it allows itself to open. And I don't know if you've ever experienced this, when you've been so upset or so overwhelmed and someone just gives you a hug and just is there with you and holds you, and you can let out and let yourself be in that moment. That's what I wish for you. That is what I want you to practice and realize. You have the power to be there for yourself, to let yourself be with the feelings, with the tension, with the stress, rather than trying to force it away or to force it out, force it to release. We start with just holding and start with just being there. And if you can start there, your next step will be obvious. Your next step will come to you. Your body will guide you to what that is. And for now, that is just practicing being in the moment and being with the feeling. You can do this at any other body part. You could just allow yourself to put a hand at your shoulder and just notice. I'm not trying to dig in and give myself a massage, right? Like if you've ever had a massage and then you start to dig, sometimes when it's too much, your body tenses, and it's the opposite of what you're trying for in a massage. But I love the myofascia massages where they're just rolling through. They're not trying to really grab on and make that response in the body. They're rolling through, creating movement, creating flow. And that's what I want you to start to notice, is when you just bring yourself to your body, it allows for some opening and for some flow. So I'd love to hear how this goes for you, and I'd love to know if you want more support, if you want a sense of holding, if you want that therapeutic relationship to guide you, someone to help you with the next steps. That's my specialty. That is what I do. I do one-on-one dance movement therapy with women of all ages, and I help you go from the stuck, frozen body patterns and nervous system patterns to feeling capable of opening up, to letting yourself move and thrive differently in this world, and to relate and connect. And I do that through one-on-one counseling, as well as my Be With Body program, which is a group program for women. So reach out about that if you are interested in learning more, if you could use that holding for yourself in this process, in this journey of change. Till next week, see you then.